2.8 Hours Later is the world's largest street game. We've had 25,000 people play it over the last 4 years. We're currently in our second year of doing a national tour, which is really exciting. Got a brand new storyline, brand new routes, brand new locations, and it's a lot bigger than it used to be. It's grown quite considerably, so we have about 2,000 people play each one, which is pretty amazing. It's a cross-city zombie chase game. It does what it says on the tin, but we've got a team of award-winning writers, which is good fun, and we've constructed a narrative through it that's... The idea is to reflect current themes, current concerns amongst the public about immigration, about things like the bird flu virus. So I now know more about quarantine procedures on a local council, national and government level than I ever thought I would. It's amazing, actually, the amount of stuff that's in place to deal with those things that you wouldn't suspect, but that are also like never read. So you can download them for free, but ask any council member if they've read them. Obviously they won't have done. So we wanted to do something a bit different. The traditional way the game works is it's kind of like orienteering meets tag. You get issued with a map, and you go from location to location, meeting a whole host of characters spread out through the city, trying to avoid zombies tagging you. When they tag you, they mark you with the sign of the infection, which comes into play later when you get to the zombie disco, which is where it ends, which is usually in like an abandoned building or an unusual place. We try and push for the unusual spaces, and we have this huge party. It's completely zombie themed, and if you've been caught, you're scanned by soldiers. And if you have been caught, you're turned into a zombie yourself by professional makeup artists. But we tried to play with this with Asylum, so rather than it just being like you get caught and then it's like, well, now I'm just a human shield for the rest of my friends who are now cowering behind me because I've been caught, you actually have to protect your friends who are infected. The government are going to put them into quarantine. It's a mysterious place. It's never been vetted by anybody independent. It's these facilities that you're constantly told about but never really actually tangibly see. Which I wanted to base on North Korea, because there's like, I don't know if you know much about North Korea in terms of like what Kim Jong-il tells his people, but he tells them that everyone else is trying to break in, which is amazing. So there's this whole thing of like this weird halfway house of people sort of, I would imagine, obviously not having lived there, but knowing something's up, but being fed this propaganda that's orientated around that it's actually utopia. And I wanted to play with that. So you have to protect your friends. You have to smuggle the ones who are infected out to Asylum, which is a place where you can live in harmony. The infected and non-infected are welcome. Although whether or not that ends well, don't know. 2.8 has been going for 4 years now. And it was originally written to reflect the cuts that the Tories brought in, and there was no better way of doing that really than zombies, you know, the collapse of the welfare state. It just seemed very logical, and we wanted to keep up that theme, so rewriting it over winter, it was me and the two directors just sort of like banging out the gameplay and working out where we wanted to go. So I just did a load of research into, yeah, like I said, quarantine facilities, but also things like group mentality. Do you know what I mean? Like pack mentality is actually what I meant, and we wanted to play with that a bit as well. So we've got a multi-linear ending where you have to collect resources before you can go into Asylum. That's a new feature. That is terrifying because you just like you don't know where to go. We put road closures in on a massive network, so the entire neighborhood shut down. So it feels incredibly real, palatable. But I like that idea of resource sharing, and if you're infected, you're sort of, it's like a hospital. You're there to be, you're going to be looked after. But if you're not and you're healthy, then you're sent back out. So you arrive thinking that's it, I'm done, and you're pushed back out as well, which is good fun.
I